aren't going towards Midas, but we never know. Could be Midas.
It's just power treads, unfortunately, for all the haters out there. So they will have Lycan on the top lane, paired up against like this. Lycan should not have that easy lane out. They're sacking the bottom lane because Timbersaw is playing into 2 strength heroes. Should have an easy time, especially when Grimstroke.
We'll already go in that Metamorphosis looking for Innocence. Will back up into the trees with that battery assault. So Metamorphosis not the worst to just use here, get some farm, output some damage, get that clockwork backing off. Once it's on cooldown again, I wouldn't be surprised to see LGD go in for potential kill here, and I wouldn't be surprised if Faith Beyond is like level 3, level 4. Maybe we see XinQ rotate with it.
Oh, for sure. He needs to make a rotation to the top lane, help out the possible Lycan, maybe even get a kill on mid lane. Even pre-level 6 on a Puck, but once Puck gets level 6, I want to see a rotation then from Clockwork or a Grimstroke to secure a kill on the Mars.
Innocence still up top, and they don't have the damage to kill him after Metamorphosis runs out. A little more right clicks from Feed, who can mute Shackle for a split second, let go of it, and then allow Innocence to just get through the trees and escape. But bottom lane now, some good pressure on the face.
Oh my god, he needed like 1 CS. Look at that XP. That's nothing. That's a 1 finger of a creep that they needed to chop
Radiant's
off
middle
for
tower
to be
is under attack.
1 experience away, and now up in the top lane, battery assault. Innocence still running, getting through the trees. He is on the edge and cusp of dying constantly, but still survives again. His little pocket now being slow, and Timber Chain of the Whirling Death. Chalice just gets quite low, but doesn't end up dead just yet.
They don't have any regeneration left on the bottom lane, so should be very careful. Also, Faith Beyond going for like a killer type of a build, Timber Chain and Whirling Death. They need to bring some regen to the bottom lane. Tidehunter, Salve, and Tangos. If they can somehow kill the courier, that would be hype.
Actually, see this lane spiraling out of control for EHOME. I'm
a bit worried about Ahmed.
Right.
He's playing into Q, biggest counters.
Oh, again, Chalice avoiding it this time. Psg able to back off. Also had xNova quite low.
Playing like into Tidehunter, Anchor Smash, playing into Mars Arena, where you can't move, you can't hurt, just kind of ruins your hero.
Run around, find the proper opening. Is it a game worth getting? Doesn't look like it. Biting anybody else in this game doesn't feel very value.
No, like you just don't get the value of it.
AhJit running under the tier 1, and oof, again, just these heroes living on the edge. But Fate wants to go through the trees and potentially kill off AhJit. Now forces him to go all the way back.
The rotation
in the Grimstroke, but they end up losing Innocence. Maybe they could do something with this, but XinQ immediately getting harassed and pushed away. Not really the movement that they were looking for.
Nothing needs to be. Like lanes are not going well for Psg.Lgd. Timbersaw, he needs levels. Now he's got a 1 versus 1. Has finally 1 point in reactive armor. Once he starts getting the levels, you know, it's gonna be easier for him for sure. But until he gets the levels, died once because he needed that 1 experience to be level 2. Get out of the trouble.
At what point in the game does a Timber normally look towards getting that shard? Like, is the shard even this game? We've been seeing it a lot.
I'm just thinking about the like first item, the bottle, something on the Timbersaw, but I guess just wants to be able to put some more pressure into the lane. They have a lot of you know, physical damage.
On a Faith Beyond, and they're trying to get around him. Timber Chain whirling death into the trees, trying to escape, sitting low on it. And he popped.
Oh my god.
I'm not certain that's going to be enough with the gush and the right clicks. Timber Chain getting more distance. It's a long amount of chase. It should eventually result in a kill here.
Probably he did not have an axe on it. It's going to be, I'd say, tough. for him where you like want to get Hood since they have some match. I still feel like you get Hood in this year. You're putting into Mars, into Shadow Shaman. There's also a lot of right-click damage. A Lotus Orb is going to be fired this game against Lotus. Against TB. As the Shadow Shaman, it's going to be probably his second item. But my man's struggling. I thought it's going to be a much easier game. Beyond on the bottom lane. One small mistake kind of ruined his early game.
Playing pretty sacrificial at the moment over bottom. Too uncommon with him. Picking up a regen rune as he's got that bottled up, ready to sustain over mid. 41-7 for NothingToSay, 34-5 for XM. So that lane looking pretty even thus far. Getting a little bit of a dual action going on, and Am's trying to farm as best he can. He's sitting 33-8, so not having the worst time in this lane, but you know the CS is a little bit of a misdirect to where he is in terms of everything towards the top. Coil arena, we're trying to get away from the cogs, which walks back the duration of the arena. Well, pops with the illusory orb. NothingToSay gets a kill on XM, who was having a really good time over mid. Really well done there by Innocence to get those cogs, because if he's the arena, might just leave and then die.
Yeah, good rotation from both supports.
Radiant's middle tower
makes a
is under
rotation
attack.
with the Dream Coil. They get a kill. So how's he doing? He's getting closer to level 6. Tide Hunter already is level 6. Doesn't have too much mana to work with. That's the problem with the Tide Hunter. They're making a move. 11 charges.
Looking really bad for Chalice. Go on and look for the body blocks. Goes the Ravage with the sleep. Okay, that hits on the 2, but he's going to keep Chalice alive. Cogs push him away. Look for the stroke of fate. Fainting it a couple times, finally lands on the Tide Hunter, but brought over their 2 supports. They've got the Shackle and the Anchor Smash. Innocence ends up dead to xNova, who's hitting really hard. Whirling Death coming through on a Chalice. Illusory Orb catching up to this Tide Hunter, who already used that Ravage, so really doesn't have much to play with, but still surviving as the sleep is massive. He's keeping alive the Tide Hunter, who looks like he wants to turn around, but that was a bad decision as he gets hit by the Ink Swell. XinQ dies online. He'll end up getting himself They look over at xNova and tries to get another sweep. Won't land it this time, and not a lot of mana to play with. Both within the same Faith Beyond will back away.
They use that like Ravage right away. EHOME lineup is very good at Hunter initiating with Ravage. Mars Arena, one of the best ability. Because Stomp still needs the levels, but eventually you'll get there, so it's gonna be much harder for LGD to go in and stuff done.
I'm just surviving thanks to the Morbid Mask.
Morbid Mask, a lot of life steal.
Yeah.
On charges. Tide really struggles early on with the mana. He's going into heavy right click damage. That's of Phase Boots.
I always love seeing. Man, I play it. That's why I like to watch it though. When it gets executed right.
Please send me B Cup. That's why I always see you spectating the game instead of playing.
Entirely false. At all. Over mid, AhJit, Wraith Band going into the Yasha. No Midas queued up. No God build here. Although he could be going into the Sun and not doing that, but it looks like just right now it's the Yasha.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Why so serious? A little bit of a lead for LGD. This game is much closer. XinQ certainly setting EHOME up for success. They'll go for the tie game. They've got 4 heroes up in this top lane. They've got a spear in the arena. The Timber Chain, no way, baby.
4 stacks. Oh my god, Dreaming Coil.
Yeah, right on top, and they're going to turn this one.
Lead them up, boys.
He's even staying on this as the Rats gets thrown over. They hit the spear on a Likey, but he doesn't even catch anything, so they get shown at over. They also enter the fade. They'll go after XM, trying to get this bars. Slow him down just a bit, but they won't face near the tier 1 tower. That ends up with 0 kills for EHOME on that.
That was such a big turnaround. Timbersaw is insane hero. Sometimes
is under
It's all it
attack.
takes, like one extra hit.
Dire's
If you don't get it
structures
off,
are
like one
fortified.
extra spell, it's just gonna feel bad. That poke magic wand, keeping him alive, gets out the good rotation from the puck. I guess we're gonna see that one again. Yeah. Timbersaw, like having that hood right now, so that's gonna help quite a lot. Wow.
Really
Shaman
committing it.
drops the wards, like meta Shaman wards and a
Dire's
catapult.
middle
I think
tower
that's a
has
bit
fallen.
too much to go in and clean it up instantly.
A little bit of aggravation coming in as they've used Ravage twice. It really hasn't amounted to much, especially that top lane fight where it just completely gets turned. So they want to get themselves a tower, squeeze the map a little bit for TD, and maybe find some success around the map, get some open space to farm, especially the TD who is doing quite well. Second in the net worth. Really opening up some space for AhJit. Sleep not going to land on Faithion. Now they're really starting to have trouble here with this Timbersaw. And Faithion just turning around. Really
Right
asking them to
now,
fight.
they're like, do we go in again? Like, do we bring the numbers? They see the
Radiant's
goods,
bottom
so
tower is
extra
under attack.
305 magic damage, possibly. Timber running low on mana, what does he bring? A couple of TPs.
Hook shot, not landing with the swell combo. Cause push away XM, but they've got the Hex. Look at the shackle through the sleep. Sleep lands on the edge. The Silence, so no spear. Not over it just yet. Finally, there's the finish.
It's a four-man rotation just to kill position 5 Clockwork, which I think Psg.Lgd is fine with. Necro 3, done on lightning.
Dream Coil committed. Should land and should be a kill. xNova ending up dead. They still got some heroes here from the side of EHOME, but there's nothing that they can do to read this.
Whenever I talk about
Good.
Shaman, like you need to have
Radiant's
good ways
bottom
of
tower
protecting
is
the
under
hero.
attack.
Like Tidehunter, one of the best ones for sure. You have, but it's also going to be problematic this time around. You're playing it with lightning. No one wants to just stand their ground.
Radiant's
and
bottom tower is under
able
attack.
to, yeah, I'm just gonna hit this Necro Warriors, try to sleep though, because they're too speedy. And something like Tidehunter, if he gets smacked for that,
Radiant
not saving
structures
anything.
are fortified.
So Shaman
Radiant's
could be in
top
trouble,
tower is
also like
under
playing
attack.
with the Clockwork, with the double silence from clock, and Timbersaw could be problematic.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They're
attack.
coming in.
Bottom
Necro
tower
3,
has fallen.
no boost to the AC.
Understands that they have a ton of physical
Radiant's middle
damage, ton
tower
of
is
minus
under
armor.
attack.
Gosh,
Dire's top tower
TP
is under
needs
attack.
to be able to tank
Dire's
up the team.
structures are fortified.
I like it better than what we've been seeing with a lot of Lycans, with like that first item, Orchid, Charm, that, like, I like this so much
The
more.
auras are always a bit tricky.
Radiant's middle tower
Into
is
Terror
under
Blade,
attack.
he
Top
gets a
tower has
reflection
fallen.
off,
Yeah.
then you have a free aura, but I will not buy any aura items because there is reflection. Hook shot in.
And that will land on xNova, who's hitting Phantom's Embrace to follow that up. Pretty well, diving into the tier 2 out. Risky, and in a sense,
Dire's
well,
current has
he'll
been
get the kill, but he'll end up getting traded.
Radiant's
Meanwhile,
bottom
nothing
is
seems
under
to
attack.
The arena was XinQ got caught out. That was Ravage used, and 3 kills there for EHOME. They finally take a net worth lead for what feels like the first time this series.
Yeah. Going into Dagon. There was one buck the other day that really refused to buy any defensive. He was playing in
Dire's
either
middle
Lion
tower
or
is
Shadow
under
Shaman
attack.
and into one silence, if I remember correctly, because we've seen a lot of games, you know, can't remember everything. But this time around, I would also love to see defensive.
Right.
Just playing into Shaman. One Hex, you're dead.
You know, Chalice doesn't have Ravage. And we'll chase a little bit. Do some little camp there.
Radiant's middle tower is under
really.
attack.
For Chalice, in essence, facing that hook shot. Thinking about moving in, but now he's surrounded by 2-0, make it through. Dream Coil comes in. Should be able to get the kill there under the Elder Trade. He's silenced up, so no sleep is coming in. They also got the kill on a Fade, so Fade gets one, Tommy gets the other. Now they should be able to have it there.
Good hook shot. Into Dog.
Them back with the cause. But Cook should line up out. He's going to lose the fight, they take the fight, and they win this one. Should be able to grab a fourth as they've got the silence on XM. Nowhere for him to run. Everybody dead but the Terror Blade, who is just continuing to try and boost up that farm.
So much value in well.
Radiant's
You
top
have 4
tower
heroes
has
that
fallen.
love to go in.
Radiant
Clockwork,
structures are
Lycan, like even
fortified.
using it on top feels good. So they saw into that low sword I
Radiant's
mentioned,
middle
it's
tower is
extra
under
mana
attack.
region, it's just great for
Radiant's
heroes
middle
and
tower
he
has
instantly
fallen.
changes it. Sometimes I feel like they're listening to it.
Well, they are. I think they are. Our voices go directly to the player.
TeamSpeak, Discord, whatever they're using.
Coming
Radiant's
through,
top
look at
tower
the
is under
TV.
attack.
Won't continue to chase. I've only had that happen twice.
Were pro players hopped into your Discord while you were playing a pub?
No, they heard me casting from the lobby.
Oh,
I think
okay.
the settings were placed wrong and they could just hear me. Pretty amazing.
I thought someone was joined Discord. It's like, what up,
No.
Vika? Man, I really like your build.
It was actually the Psg Canada, and I was talking about how I really didn't like Dark Will at the time. Just felt super strong when it first came out, and then I just hear Arteezy go, "Yeah, we hate Dark Will too." Well, I was solo cast. I wasn't expecting anybody to respond. Like, and they're like, "But we could hear you," and I just left the lobby. Chef after coming in onto Fate Beyond, right first as well for the metamorphosis from the TB. Timber Chain.
What happened?
Just not gonna be enough. Get there. We're starting to see maybe some power come in from this terribly now that he's finished off that
Their late
style.
game is superior. EHOME just has a much better late game, so Psg.Lgd, they need to make stuff done like
Radiant's
right here,
bottom
right
tower
now.
is under
The
attack.
line doesn't really scale that much, even though like Timberstone's not the same hero anymore.
Ooh, wow.
As well, good
Exactly
arena.
where Ahmed was, the arena as well as the spear. It's a fast moving chicken, but they got the goal. Well, double shot coming in. They're looking to get the corner fade. The average is out, and it's a pretty good one. And they should be able to clean up on this. They get the gun in. They're going to take out at least one in this engagement. Nothing to say though, with a lot of health and mana to work with. The Illusory comes across on a 3. Wayne Rift silences up 2.
Dire's top
XM
tower
just
is under
providing
attack.
a little bit of health. Avoids the Illusory orb.
Avoids the spear as well.
Fade shift, waning rift, jumping away, and nothing to say. Should be able to survive here. Just Fade dying in innocence. A lot of heroes in low on both sides.
They need to be able to take out Shaman first before he can get to any spell top. If they get a good jump, they're still chasing.
Yeah, they want to go in on a Chalice who does not have Ravage. That was used just a little bit earlier. He gets under the tier 3 tower. Stroke of Fate doesn't land on the Chalice, but they still want him. They still want to get the steal onto the stars, and he should be able to do so with the silence and the chakram hitting. Fate Beyond speeds up Chalice, and they finally get a +1 in this higher engagement.
It took them a while to take down that watermelon, but in the end they managed to do so.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah. Slice him through the watermelon, get the seeds, slice it up, and good dessert. Good bit of gold.
Man, we're using technology in the
Radiant
right
are
direction,
scanning.
making seedless watermelon. This
Radiant's
is something I want to see. I do
bottom
not want
tower
to go
is
to
under attack.
Mars or anything like that. I just want to use it for simple stuff.
Arena down here with the spear landing onto Ahmed. And if so they shouldn't have the control to finish it off. The hook shot comes in, and it looks like it's not going to be enough for the save Ahmed. However, it might be them turn on XM and get themselves one. XM
What time
falls
is it?
to innocence.
It's killing
Do
time.
finish off the Mars, and that is a trade I don't think EHOME were expecting on giving.
Now we could see in the previous fight where like he goes in, you said like chicken running around inside the arena, can't really do too much. I feel still that he needs a BKB to be able to get out of the arena and focus the right target, so he cues that up. A big item that's more than normal for that.
A little bit of a feature from innocence. He just walked up. They try to get the kill here on the Terrorblade. He's low. He's great, but they got the Hex as well as the Serpent Warriors around. And there is the Jack. Stroke doesn't finish with the TB. However, nothing to say. Survives here as he's able to win Rift out and also gets a blink.
That was so close. Like if they get the kill, that's pretty high, pretty big. If XinQ can somehow manage to farm the Aghanim against the Terrorblade, you make a stronger illusion with 50% of the PB damage. That's the game-breaking axe, like similar to, let's say, once Disruptor gets it. But I don't think found Philosopher's Stone. But yeah, that's a big bummer for them. Once you get that item, it becomes so much easier to farm the Ags.
It's going to take potentially 2 series to find that Philosopher's Stone. You have the original, and then you have Brotherhood. We get the Philosopher's Stone, and he's looking for that axe. So it's going to be some time until he gets the goal for that.
Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings and the Philosopher's Stone. Love that movie.
Full Metal.
I know.
I got really
Because
disappointed.
people
Radiant's bottom
always
tower is under attack.
Dumbledore and Lord of the Rings. Similar
Radiant's
stuff.
bottom
So, yeah.
tower has fallen.
Dirty Tower falling down. If they will be able to take the outpost. I like how Innocence at the position 5 clockwork, like you don't give a damn if you die.
Dyer's
So
top
he's
tower
just throwing
is
his
under
body
attack.
out there, getting good trades, possibly like saving his teammates' spoil.
on a fade, and they're gonna make this move and get the kill onto 1. Now they need to run. Phase shift avoiding the sleep. Good job by NothingToSay to get it out.
Puck going all in on that damage. Has very strength.
Radiant's middle
Spell
tower
damage
is under
5%.
attack.
Has Veil. Dagon 2. Spell amplification on level 15.
Dyer's
So
top
that Dagon's gonna
tower
hurt
is
a
under
lot.
attack.
I'm just worried that like if he gets tackled or hacked, he might take
Radiant
some die. So I would
structures
love
are
to see like a
fortified.
defensive item, either a Lincoln Spear, possibly
Radiant's
even a
middle tower
BKB,
is
because
under
they
attack.
have like a ton of
Dyer's
magical
top
damage. They have
tower
like
is under
nothing
attack.
that goes into the BKB.
Our short was picked up by the green stroke, by the way. He's got ink over.
It's a good one. I mean, just another. So some heroes have. It just breaks how the game looks. Like if he gets that Aghanim Scepter, then you have one extra spell, Dark Portrait, and the inventory bugs.
Yeah. No, we see ink over a lot. Do you think it's a good shard out there?
It's a decent one, you know. It's not Juggernaut shard or
Dyer's
more
are scanning.
Shaker shard, but it's also not a clockwork shard.
Nudge.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, that would be a cool addition to ability draft if you could take the draft
Radiant
shards.
are scanning.
The point.
Not a bad idea. Roshan, he gets back.
We've got the Dream Club down, they get the Cone of Fate, they're going to move over to the side and control its cog. Ultra time, they get the Cone Atom, who's going to buy back immediately with the King.
Ravage still available, but he just disappeared.
Yeah, they took the tide so quickly. 4 heroes already dead. The run for this Terrorblade, and they should be able to get themselves a full team wipe. The buyback coming out from both supports. This really doesn't feel great for EHOME at all. A 10k lead for LGD.
Oh man, that execution from LGD is also something that we did not talk about. Is like this Phantom. You get so much value
Radiant's
from it on the
middle
Tide Hunter.
tower
You
is
can't
under
cracken
attack.
it off. You actually need to hit it, which is a big problem for the Tide Hunter. Doesn't much. Actually, usually Tide struggles against Black Hole, Static Storm,
Roshan has fallen
Chronos.
to the Dire.
So this is also something that he doesn't like to do.
Yeah, with him unable to get that Ravage off, that fight just takes a one-sided turn. Elder Titan just fall back. xNova needs to get onto the high ground and leave.
Yeah, both of the supporters bought back, and the Psg.Lgd
Radiant's
understands
middle
like we
tower
need
is
to go
under
in,
attack.
kill the support straight away, especially the Shadow Shaman. I talked about the importance of being able to Shadow
Radiant's
Shaman,
middle
but
tower
whilst
has
they're
fallen.
already on top of them with either a book, a Timbersaw, you do not want to ravage Timbersaw, you do not want to ravage the Necro Warriors, like not even one, because they don't
Radiant's
have
top tower
any
is
like
under
even
attack.
items. There's force happens, there's no glimmer cage left, so a bit problematic. Psg.Lgd going with the
Radiant's
momentum
top
right.
tower is
They know
under
where
attack.
their win conditions are at. So this is feeling like Shadow Shaman, like we really haven't seen throughout the DPC, because it's
Radiant's
super
top tower
under
has
farm. We
fallen.
usually see these Shadow Shamans in some way secure some farm. And it feels like Fate just doesn't really have a game to play with at the moment.
It's a tough one for him. Already talked about all the bad matchups. Doesn't really like to play in any of these here. Got it.
Get used in. Gonna come through on a beam. They'll get the Shadow Shaman dead for 70 seconds without buyback. And that is just rough to not have that support, especially where
Dyer's
LGD
bottom
are postured.
tower
They're
is
ready to
under
push
attack.
into the high ground and not gonna have your control, your head,
Radiant's middle
potentially,
tower is under attack.
you know, a big part of this fight, or a big part of this defense for 50 more seconds.
While
Dyer's
they're talking,
structures are
they're killing
fortified.
tier 3 towers. It's going down so quick. PC plus the necro units.
Dire's bottom tower
Need
is
to
under attack.
He's gonna have to start probably a ravage of some sort. Out of the clockwork, spear comes down. That will last. Got the mobile control going up.
Oh, DB's just dead.
Whoa! Stroke of Fate comes in, and with the help of Faith Beyond, they get this on to AhJit. He doesn't have buyback. This could start signaling the end. Hook shot. That's out on the other side. Got the silence, and Ravage comes in. It's not going to be enough to really keep this fight.
This might be it.
They lost 4. They'll go after the Mars. They've got the BK from X and bulwark back towards the base, but man, can he not do much?
They just blew up that Terrorblade. He used the grip stroke ulti, taking over, double Dagon on 2 targets. Like, even if Terrorblade has buyback there, you don't get like any value from the buyback because you already used the meta.
But I don't study now. Take this bottom set of racks. Mid and bottom gone, and no tier 2 standing. Sometimes you 2 in 1 lane. That's lane, but
Rock just blinked in.
yeah,
He's dead. Oh, that's one way to throw the game.
it's one way to stop the mega creeps from coming out. Back off. They've got themselves Aegis. They can just wait for 50 seconds. So stay back in the game. Might give time for Terrorblade to get to the AC that he wants, but we'll see. They look to keep going together. Got the landing on AhJit, but Sam does not get anything done this game. He is getting ripped apart. Gone again.
Yeah, this doesn't feel like a win. Looking at his items, 27 minutes in, it feels more because I think Tidehunter, he stole his item there. Like, you do not want to go for double Deso. I'm not even kidding.
And usually you get at Deso when you got a little bit more farm priority on the Mars, right?
Yeah.
Hex on to the Timber, but really not phased by that little active aggression. You should definitely stand here around. You need to be careful about how you approach this ether shot. Stroke of Fate that comes in and sits on it. They've got Vanahame hook shot as well. I'm trying to get in this fight as quickly as possible. He's actually smoked up himself to try and make his way in. Taking the tier 3 to look for the set of racks and go after this Tide. They've got the chocolate bomb and the goal line now connects onto the change.
Blow him up again.
Move him up and did a lot of damage from the shaman to the double dagon. They get the kill there onto xNova to look for more. Dream Fleet down to the Metamorphosis top, trying to get the red click. Somebody's so tanky, they just get the kill. Chocolate moves on AhJit, it's him trying to push his way forward and get something done. AhJit falls again, and nothing to see. They'll call GG. LGD, they'll take it to 2-0. And EHOME falls in good that. They walk the another series in this one. 2-0 to LGD.
This is supposed to be as matchup like it, but made it work. It was like hot. Also, Timbersaw enabling and creating a lot of